Yuan, you can let us go. But according to our contract, this is a breach. You will have to pay us the rest of the money, sneered Liu Feng. Just go. Yuan threw a few stacks of money at them and didn't look at them again. Liu Feng and the rest picked up the money. Although they were angry, they didn't dare to harm the clients because they knew who these young clients were. They gazed at Hossein and said, "Misters, we are far from the shelter. So please be careful, as you are trusting someone unreliable." "He is 100 times more reliable than you," Yuan replied. The hired ones didn't dare to express their anger in front of Yuan, so they just left. "Ass! Your arrow was so powerful," commended King after the rest were chased away. He didn't want to call Hossein ass freak but awkwardly discovered that he didn't know his name. His rating must have reached 7.0 to use Doomsday. "Of course it was powerful," said Yuan. 7.0, but they said that he. King and the other clients looked at Hossein and his bow. Unconvinced. After all, the story of Ass Freak was so well known that even they knew about it. "I mean at least 7.0. He shot so many arrows in practice. And if his strength hadn't reached 8.0, it would certainly not be so easy for him," Yuan said. Looking at Hossein. 8.0. They were even more surprised and kept looking at Hossein as if they hadn't seen him before. Anyone with an 8.0 rating would be rather advanced in First God's Sanctuary. So they couldn't believe Ass Freak would be so strong. "Let me try your bow." One client still didn't believe Yuan's words. Hossein smiled and handed Doomsday to him. The young client held it with both hands and tried to pull the string. But the string didn't even move. He tried a few times more and still failed to draw the string. Although they graduated from top schools and had practiced hyper-geno arts as kids, their bodies hadn't been modified by geno points. So their strength could reach 3.5 at best, which was far below the requirement to use Doomsday. "You are so weak. Let me." Another client could not stand to watch and grabbed the bow. He too had failed after a few tries. Everyone gave it a shot except for Yuan. And none could draw the string. Only then had they felt impressed by Hossein. Archery was practiced by very few people and required a lot of effort. So most people didn't know much about bows and arrows, let alone how good Doomsday was. For example, Hao and his friends had no idea that Hossein's bow was worth millions. Or they wouldn't have ridiculed him like that. The clients stopped underestimating Hossein. Not least because Hossein also had saved King's life. They asked his name and called him Sain from then on. After all, God's sanctuary was a world where only the strong were respected. And Hossein's archery and strength were truly impressive. "Sain, would you show us real archery skills?" King proposed. All the other clients looked at Hossein with great anticipation. "My archery skills are just ordinary," Hansen laughed. "Don't be modest when one is being too modest, one is actually proud," King said. "Okay, I will try to shoot then." Hossein also itched to exercise his skills. Since he received Doomsday, he hadn't tested its limits yet. The clients were overjoyed. Hossein looked around and walked to a hillside. He aimed at something and slowly drew a saber arrow. As he drew the string, blue and swollen veins popped on his arms. The arrow left the string in the blink of an eye and disappeared in the woods. Did he miss? King and others didn't hear any prey being hit and thought he had missed. "It is too far away. The woods must be at least 400 yards from here. It is understandable to miss," said King. "Come on, let's go and find out," Hossein said and walked down the hill into the woods. The clients followed with suspicion. 100 meters into the woods, they saw a spotted beast nailed on a tree with an arrow through its head. No wonder we did not hear a thing. The arrow directly destroyed the nerves of the spotted beast and it didn't even have time to shriek. Everyone was so impressed. It was at least 400 yards from where Hussein had been standing. And the beast was killed with just one shot. Hussein's archery must be among the best in First God's sanctuary. After that, all the clients worshipped Hansen and did everything he said. Hussein protected them for half a month and received 150,000 in cash. The clients wanted to sign a long-term contract with Hussein. But he declined. He was only short of money at the moment. In the long run, he still needed to focus on his own evolution. Hussein returned to Steel Armor Shelter alone and was stopped by those who had been chased away by Yuan at the gate. These men were led by Liu Feng. And Ha was also among them. Ass freak, you have really pissed me off. How can you make it up to me? Asked Liu Feng, cracking his knuckles while slowly approaching Hussein.